My name is Luke, and I'm a sophomore chemistry major. I'm going to be using this stool because I don't like standing. Is that too long? Just kidding. I love sitting in the car, especially in New Orleans. But, so the thing I've been learning a lot about God is just who He's made me as a man, who He's made me as a human. And just the desires that He gives us, and that He wants us to just go to Him to fulfill these desires. But it's hard sometimes, just especially as humans, we just want to fill it with our own stuff, fill it with our junk, fill it with worldly things. But last night I started getting into 1 Samuel, and there's a story in there. It is about a woman, so it's kind of relatable, I don't know. But it's just about her trusting in the Lord and just bringing her desires to Him and letting Him fulfill it. So it's 1 Samuel 1:10 to begin with. And it is, in her deep anguish, Hannah prayed to the Lord, weeping bitterly. And she made a vow saying, Lord Almighty, if you will only look on your servant's misery and remember me and not forget your servant, but give her a son, and then I will give him to the Lord for all the days of his life. And no razor will ever use on his head. I don't really know what that means, but... And then in verse 27, it said, then God blessed her with a child, and she dedicates it to Him. So she said, I prayed for this child, and the Lord has granted me what I asked for him. So now I give him to the Lord. For his whole life he will be given over to the Lord and be worshipped, and worship the Lord ever. I thought it was just really cool how much, because a little background, she was sterile, and she had, her husband also had another wife, kind of weird. But his other wife was able to bear kids, so it kind of made her jealous, but she just really wanted a kid, so it caused her so much pain and anguish that she felt like she had to go to God to just try and get through all of that. And so I just thought it was cool how she truly and authentically just went to God and just asked Him to meet her desire, and God did. And then I thought it was also cool too, because when God does bless us and fulfills our desires, we can also use that negatively too, and she didn't. She kept her promise, and she gave up her one and only son, kind of like God. Not entirely, but she gave him up so that he could glorify God. And then God even met more of her, or just blessed her even more, and gave her 5 more kids. So it's just, I don't know, it kind of hit me last night. It's just like to trust God with your desires, and just, I don't know, try not to leave yourself, and just trust Him to fulfill them. So I have one more verse just to end it. But it says, trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in His land and enjoy the safe pastures. Take delight in the Lord, and He will be give you the desires of your heart. Commit your ways to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will do this. He'll make your righteous reward shine like the dawn, and your vindication like the noonday sun. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out wicked schemes. So it's just, I don't know, just telling me that He might not meet your needs or your desires right away, but He does have a plan for you, and He wants to fulfill your needs. You just got to let Him do it. Thanks.
He's never caught me. How to get the chair? It's like 4 minutes. 3.5.
Hey guys, my name's Michelle, and I'm a junior. We're triad major. Is that all you want, then? Okay, sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, social security. Sorry. Yeah, and this week last week, I went to New Orleans with NABS, and yeah, it was a really awesome time. I got to work on the same house as Josh, and there were 4 other ones of us working there too. And it was just really awesome to meet Teresa, and that was the homeowner. And it's just so amazing that she's been out of her house for 9 years. Like that just blew me away. And my heart was really like hurting for her, because that just seems like such an awful amount of time. And then I was just thinking about it more and more, like as I was coming back and everything. And I was just thinking, like, God's timing is perfect. And she was out of her house for some reason, and we may never know what that reason was, but she was out of her house, and she still is out of her house, and we were there to help her at that specific time for a reason too. And I don't know, just realizing that, like, when you are going through a hard time, just like, and you just like want to get out of it, or you're waiting for something from God, and just knowing that if He's not giving it to you, it's for a reason. And I think it's really hard to deal with that sometimes. And I just want to encourage you guys to really be praying for patience in that if you are waiting on something, and just be content in waiting on the Lord. And one verse that I am absolutely obsessed with, my girls know, is Romans 11:33, and it says, "Oh, the depth of the riches of the wisdom and knowledge of God, how unsearchable His judgments and His paths beyond tracing out." And that just really has stuck with me for the past like year and a half, and it's so amazing how every time that I read it, or like every time that I go into a new situation, it still applies. And yeah, I love that verse so much, and it just really makes me think about God's timing. So yeah.